In this lecture, I want to show you the difference between these two lines. One is a red line and one is a white line. And you're probably wondering what these two lines are. So whenever you plot any options position on the trading platform, and different platforms have different ways of showing this or maybe different colors, but the concept is the same. You will have two lines that show you the profit and loss. And you can see over here, there's a date here and there's an amount. On 2/13, which is today, you can see that if Apple were to go down here, you can see that what your profit and loss would be for today if Apple made a big move to the downside, or if Apple made a big move to the upside. You can see that the white line tells you what your profit will be today. And the red line tells you what your profit and loss will be on the day of expiry. So in the previous lecture, we said that you don't really have to wait until expiry, and you can close out your position before that, before you get there. If you're satisfied with your profit, you can close out your position. On the flip side, if you want to control your losses, let's say Apple started going down and you wanted to control your losses, you can close out your position at that time also. So what I want to show you in this lecture is the difference between the white line and the red line. So again, we're going to consider our at the money call option. We have 10 contracts on, so which is about 1,000 shares. And then we are going to pay $15.45 per share for this option. So once we do that, we get our risk profile, and it looks like this. So right now, Apple is at 467. So what you really don't want to be concerned about at the present time is the red line, because the red line only tells you what happens on the day of expiry, which is on 3/16, which is a good month away, 33 days away. And what you really want to be concerned about is the white line, because the white line is what is going to tell you what happens to your position today or tomorrow or day after. So let's say that Apple went from 467 to 475. Okay, so this is the example we are going to take. Apple goes from 467 to 475 today. So we look at what happens and we go to the 475 and we try to put it exactly at 475 or very close to it. And you can see that if Apple made that move today, you're going to see a profit of $3,869. We just saw that. White line dictates what your profit is going to be today. Even though if Apple were to expire at 475, then what will happen is this white line is going to collapse onto the red line on 3/16. But it's not going to do that today. It's going to lose its time value slowly over a period of time, over the next 32 days. And this white line is going to collapse on the red line. And I'm going to show you that, what we mean. So, but today, if Apple made a move up to 475, even though we've not reached our break even, bear in mind our break even is at 485. But even though that break even is at 485, if Apple made a big move to 475 today, you're going to see a profit of $3,800 or $4,000. And so you can always close your option position if you're satisfied with that profit. So what I want to show you is there are a couple of things that you can simulate. This is the simulation box here, and I don't want to get too advanced at this point, but I want to show you what happens when time passes by. So today it's Feb 13th. I'm going to move up this date one day at a time, and what you need to do is focus on this white line and see how this white line collapses onto the red line as we approach expiry. So You may not be able to see it very clearly in the beginning, but you'll need to focus on it, and I'll try to click through fast. So I'm going to move it up from Feb 13th. I moved it up to 14, and you can see the white line moving. And as I move this, the white line is falling onto the red line. And when we come to March 16th, you'll notice that there's no white line anymore. That's because time decay is going to erode the extrinsic value from this option on a daily basis. And as you approach, and on the day of expiry, there is no extrinsic value, so there's no white line anymore. There's only one line, and that's the red line. But I'm going to click on reset parameters to come back to today. But so the important thing is, you know, on a daily basis, if you want to see what your position will do, you have to look at the white line and not the red line, because the white line tells you what your position is going to do today. So in the next 5 days, let's say Apple went from 467 to 500. All right. So this position is showing you, if it goes to 500, it's showing you that you have a profit of $20,500. But in the next 5 days, you're going to see some time decay as well. So this white line is going to collapse, or try to collapse, or come closer to this red line. So let's look at that. I'm going to advance the date by 5 days, and let's see what our profit really was at that time. So now if you see, because of time decay, you've lost quite a bit on, I'm sorry, we were looking at the 500. So because of time decay, you've lost about $1,000 or $1,500, but you're still looking at a profit of $19,600 after 5 days of time decay. So that's how you need to look at the white line and the red line. The red line only matters on the day of expiry. So this is what ultimately your position is going to be on the day of expiry on March 16th. But between now and then, you always plot your situation on the white line and not the red line. That's as far as this chapter is concerned. In the final chapter, in the next chapter, we're going to look at the seller's profile. So far, we've looked at the buyer's risk and reward profile. In the next chapter, and that would be the final chapter of the course on call options, we are going to look at the seller's profile in detail, and we'll try to understand the seller's unlimited loss profile much better. Thank you.